It's February 6th, 2025. I'm in the United States of America with an ONE and In God We Trust and a federal note system. I was at the local supermarket, one of the local supermarkets, where I'm currently employed on a W 2 at minimum wage. And I'm on surveillance camera today, and inside walks somebody. There was a few things. One was a customer comes in dressed in fire department, FDNY, so New York City Fire Department, and he wanted to buy alcohol. So I asked him for his driver's license, but instead of presenting me with a New York State driver's license, he presents me with a Pennsylvania, state of Pennsylvania driver's license, like in like DMV records. So I'm looking at it, and on surveillance, I even said to him, I'm like, that's strange. I said, you're wearing FDNY. Doesn't FDNY require you to have a New York State driver's license? And he's like, no. Again, currently I'm working for a union. I have no idea what it is or what it does or whatever. However, because again, in my the education system in New York State, nobody really like explained what a union, how it functions in like the context of things. Um, so I don't really know what the expectations are, or like then there's the so that was one. Then I had somebody who was clearly um he comes and he wanted to buy alcohol as well. He presents some card I've never seen before, um, as far as IDs go. And I had to call a manager over. She said to take it because passports, I've only seen a actual physical book passport. I've never seen a card as a passport. So that's on surveillance camera. Then I had a third person come in. He had something I'd never seen before either, which was some United States permanent resident card, but it expired in 2003. And then he had some European Union card, which again, but we're part of in the umbrella where the supermarket functions, and the local union, and we sell stamps and Metro cards in New York State. Um, I said to him, I said, your thing is expired. And on the We card, which is like the We card, which is like some program, it says that we only accept United States passports or Canada. So that gets really confusing. I mean, I asked management and it's not very clear. Depends on which manager you ask. It's a whole bunch of different. So like I really feel like there's some things that need like clarification and tightening up in like where do you go for the correct answers when you're in my job function as just cash register. I'm supposed to rely on management, but I go to management and it's different. And then today, even though up by the Western Union like symbol at customer service or courtesy desk, it says it has a big sign that says We Card Program. um but then today they walked around handing out uh like a sheet of paper, but it doesn't say anything about the We Card program, and it was not specific to um, what types of passports and IDs we can accept. I was pretty sure I was told it was only United States of America. Canada is something new for me, but that's what they have listed on the at the service desk. So this again just is really confusing, and I don't know who's in charge of this kind of stuff. Um, so that's like under the corporate umbrella, with all these like integrated services. And then I was reading, I've never heard of this INCOMM thing. I don't know what that is, but I'm reading through the retail papers in something that they were passing around, and it says about it, I guess in 2022, they introduced something called an OTC network, which when I passed my Series 7, OTC was something totally different. Now I don't know if they rebranded it. I don't know how to explain it, but now they have an OTC network. But again, like that, I guess goes into digital assets. And I'm looking at the retailer's guide, and it has under New York State very specific health funds that OTC is integrated with. And what I don't see on that list is United Healthcare. But United Healthcare switched from being OTC to something called S3. And I don't know what that is. That's not in my binder. So that gets really confusing. I asked a manager and she's like, well, they've updated the program now. I need to give you the new papers because now it's for 2025. That was for 2022. I'm like, okay. And if I didn't have this job, like there's nobody speaking about it. If I wasn't in this job asking questions, even though I'm not getting like real clear answers, like I'm used to asking a question and getting a definitive answer. I like this, like multiple answers for the same question. It's really frustrating. Um, and then and then I looked in the book, and there's in the book, because I had time today on surveillance camera, at the register when there were no customers in the store, I was reading this binder that they put at the desk, which mentions something e-wick, didn't know what that was. And like in my daily routine, like there was never mentions of any of these services. Um, and they have something in there about gift cards. And in the gift cards, I believe it says Blackhawk. It says black something or other for the acceptable gift cards in the binder that they asked the employees. But then there was this now there's this introduction of gift cards from something called Vanilla, and Vanilla has something called INCOMM, which I'd never heard of, but it doesn't mention anything about the word black with whatever that is after it. And again, like this is like ETFs and like electronic funds. I mean, it seems like it could be a huge security problem, like if it's not handled properly. And I'm looking at, I don't know what's INCOMM. I don't know who's involved with INCOMM. And I don't know why it started one way and now has shifted with additions, just like with this OTC network, which it said INCOMM 2022 introduced this OTC, like again ETFs, but I don't know what the funding source is. Like it's not clear at like that level of like, so it's just out and in public. So the machines are like, when the customers come in, they're accepting these payments, but I mean, again, like in the daily, like there's no communication on this, like not from like White House to like the public, not like any kind of address. It's just like I feel like I'm like broken in communication. Um and I don't know what happened. So like in my area of the galaxy, since I have like a universal like clock where I have biological time, in a synchronous manner, not only in a constellation type of a manner, in the whatever. Um, I am just really confused by some of these programs that come out, but it seems like it's not like it's introduced to everybody. It seems to be these pockets of persons that seem to have access to these things. Um, but again, like that goes back to like, would I have loved a medical fellowship? Oh my God, that would have made my life. I would have like my life would be right now in a completely different direction. I would have loved a medical fellowship, but I didn't get that. Or I wasn't offered that. Um, but again, like that goes back to like jobs. and just feeling like abandoned at this point. I don't know how else to describe it. Um, so that's what went on today in the local, like on, I mean, again, I'm on surveillance cameras. Like, I don't know how to like actually get to the right level of help. Of, I know people are in charge of these things. Like, why is there no clear communication? I mean, this is alcohol. Where's ATF in making sure that the unions know, the managers know, the stores know, the employees know? Like, where's that level of like certainty? Why is that simple? We only accept United States IDs when selling alcohol. Like, why isn't that concrete? Why is it not communicated in like an effective manner? Um, it's really frustrating. Um, it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.